Darci's Ramble, October 22nd, 2022, still in Alberta. Still a pandemic going on. I'm going to say I'm not going to post this just so I'll prompt myself to post it later. But if I don't, oh well. Anyway, I kind of got this recurring thought of how I've been set up to fail, but not intentionally by people. Nobody was doing anything deliberately to hurt me, but I'm thinking like back to like the 8th grade where they were telling me I was daydreaming too much and staring into space, and I'm like, you know what? I was ADHD. I couldn't control it. You didn't give me any medications for it. You didn't even know I needed them, I guess. But even like, and even had you given them to me, that wouldn't have solved everything. But like, I didn't know. So every now and again, I'd just be staring into space, and I wouldn't know I was doing it, and people would be glaring back at me because they think I was staring at them, or they think I was retarded. Yeah, the R word. Yeah, that's they. I know a lot of people applied that to me, and it was frustrating. I know it's not a very nice phrase. I don't like it either. But anyway, my issues was just that I would space out all the time as a child, and it's because I get bored, and I couldn't control that I was bored, and I couldn't control that I had an active imagination. I would go all sorts of places in my mind. I could be completely unaware of the fact that I went there because, like, we're standing in line to see Ninja Turtles or whatever, and I'm bored and I just zone out. Yeah, but when you're in school and you do that all the time, the teacher's like, well, they're just not paying attention. They're just not trying. They're just lazy. Yeah. So then when I'm at work and they're telling me, well, we want you to collaborate with us to set up a solution to solve this challenge that you have. And I say, well, the challenge I have is that I'm ADHD, and that's what, or dyslexic, but it's interchangeable almost. Yeah, I said I'm dyslexic, and that's why I wrote down that number backwards. They're like, well, yeah, but we have to come up with a solution so you never do that again. I'm like, you just asked me to solve ADHD in 5 minutes. I would love to find a solution. I'm more than happy to change a pattern or something I have been doing, but I can't promise you that I can solve ADHD or dyslexia today or even tomorrow. Like, I just don't have that ability. So then they said, so the next week or a couple days later, I'm getting called into the office and I'm told I have a bad attitude and I'm lazy. And I'm thinking, well, no, not really. The attitude isn't bad. I'm not lazy. But I do still zone out. And when I'm concentrating on something and somebody's nattering in my ear, I have to tell them to shut up for a minute so I can think about what I'm doing. And that's not meant to be rude. I'm just trying to learn the thing they're teaching me. And I can't do that if I got this going in my ear all the time. But I don't mean to be rude. And many of these people try to teach me, or like I've learned things from them, so I need them to teach me. It's just their style is a little bit aggressive. But that's just a personality issue, and like, can't we just like get past that? Like, why is that a problem? But no, apparently my entire presence is bringing down the morale of the whole crew. Now they all think they can use the bathroom. They all think they can have a lunch break once in a while. Like, we know people got to eat, but do you have to do it here? And we know you have to use the bathroom, but do you have to do it here? Can't you just do that in 2 more hours when you go home? Like, if you wouldn't mind, we got stuff to do here. Like, yeah, you can live long and suck it, buddy. Like, I can use the bathroom and I can eat my lunch, and I'm not slacking. I'm still working quite hard. I'm just still learning, so I'm not fast yet. Well, welcome to the world of being dyslexic, ADHD. When we find the thing that we're good at, we zero in on that bugger and it is ours. We own it. But it can take forever to learn a new thing. And once we've learned it, it's going to take even longer to get fast at it. But it will happen if you just leave me to it. But if you got to step all over me all the time, like, yeah, it's going to cause problems. The number of times this guy has thrown roadblocks in front of me, I'm like, you got to stop confusing me on purpose. Like, what did I ever do to you? Anyway. So, my life is wonderful right now. Just thought I'd make a video and whine about it a bit. Oh, and mention that dysphoria, because I went to see a counselor about it yesterday. But he's not a dysphoria counselor. He's just a general person who will help listen to your problems and solve them if they can. But they don't know a thing about being transgender. So they could tell me how to write up a better resume. But they don't know a thing about how I have to appear for every interview and change everything and start all over again every time. I don't want to do this every 4 months or every 6. I'm tired of that. I am so ready to just do this job, which I can now do. I'm just not doing it fast enough. Well, fast takes time. Sorry. I can't work any harder. Anyway, so being dyslexic, being trans, and always being the new kid at the job, it's could I stack any more in front of me? I'm sure I can, I'm that close to being homeless. I won't be homeless. I have backup plans if I need them. I have a emergency button I can push if I need to make sure I keep a roof over my head. But the point is, it shouldn't be this hard. But it is. And I know that even though I'm saying it's this hard, my country is not at war. My city's not under attack. There's no missiles flying overhead. Okay? Or crashing into the apartment building next to me. That's not happening here. I wasn't born in Afghanistan, where if you're like me, if they know you're like me, they'll drag you into the street with a machine gun and make an example out of you. Okay? We are literally everywhere, and I know that my challenges, although they are definitely wearing me down, they're nothing compared to what other people are dealing with right now. Still, it did occur to me yesterday when I was feeling very, very depressed that the last conversation I had with my father, he told me not to come to his retirement because what would his friends think? And he's moving, changing towns, he's retired. Who cares what his friends think? He cares because that's what he thinks. Hey, stop. Sorry, my dog needed to be disciplined there. She was biting my fingers. She does that because she loves me, but still, she's got to stop doing that. Anyway, that was the last conversation I had with my dad, and that still might be the last conversation I ever had with my dad. I don't know. But if I took my life tomorrow because I was just so depressed I couldn't handle it anymore. That's not my intention while I'm making this video. But if I did that tomorrow, that would be the last thing he ever said to me. If this pandemic had killed me, that would have been the last thing he said to me. But I talked to this counselor who's a friend of mine. He was a member of my congregation. I've known him for years. And the core philosophies don't really support my existence, but this individual did. You know, it's important to have supports. And when you need them, use them. Anyway, that's Darci's Corner, or Ramble, or whatever this experiment is. Peace.